Thanks for joining us. I'm Zenobia Mertel with Inspired Living. We are jumping right in today talking about self-expression and living your life as an artist. This is Jenny Lynn, who does that fully. She is an artist. She's a choreographer. You do all sorts of things, theater. And what we wanted to talk to you about today was mostly how you live a life of self-expression. What is self-expression and how did you come into this career?
I think it started for me when I was young. I mean, obviously I have purple hair and tattoos, so I always was putting on garage theater plays. I was always the child that did that, and my mom put me in dance right away when I was young. And it was just a passion of mine because I felt like I could express my emotions. I could also tell a story with music and movement and just really be able to impact people's lives in a way that was not the typical way. And so it's just always been part of my heart.
So yeah, and you were telling me, which I find this very fascinating because society today has kind of a formula, right? And how do you break out of that when you know you are not going to fit into that mold? You had the courage to do that. You were brave enough to know what your purpose was. How can you encourage others to do that and have maybe a career like yours, which isn't so conventional?
Yeah, so it's definitely difficult, especially when society, culture, maybe your close circle tells you to do one thing with your life, and then you really feel a calling within yourself, like, I need something different. This is not for me. And I think that's okay. And I'm so thankful for the support system that I did have, but it was a struggle when I was, in my early 20s going to college and stuff, trying to decide to major in business, or I had a full scholarship for hospitality management. And it was just, I was not happy. And I got in many arguments with my mom about it, but I always came back to the arts. And one day I just said, you know what? I'm gonna give it everything I have for 3 years. And if I don't do it after that, then at least I know that I tried my best, I went for it, and it just wasn't for me and it didn't work out. But it worked out.
It did, yes.
Over 10 years later, here I am. So
you have to have the courage to start and maybe putting a time limit in some ways to reach a goal.
Yes.
And it sounds like having a support system is so much of it too.
For sure, not being put off by setbacks because people will tell you no. There's a million no's for every one yes. There's times where you're just like, this isn't working. No one cares. No one's coming to class or this.
Right.
And then boom, it explodes. Or sometimes, just evolving as an artist, you have one little group that you tend to have as your flock, and then your style changes or the wave of culture changes, and being able to keep yourself relevant as an artist.
Right.
And reaching new people and new networks and what's the new format of the class. And just things like that help too.
You are a choreographer, you are in theater, all these wonderful things. And I know you're living a wonderful life, but how do you live your best inspired life?
Well, I think it's a daily thing. I think it's showing up in the present moment, also addressing how you feel in that moment and accepting that life is balanced. So some days are gonna feel real high and some are gonna be low. And just making sure that everything you're doing, taking a step back and saying, is this aligning with where I wanna go, with my true self, with my purpose? Is this gonna matter in 5 minutes, 5 weeks, or 5 years? And then kind of decide from there and just make sure everything's serving you for who you want to be that day.
That's great perspective. And if you want to hear more about Jenny Lynn's journey and everything she does as an artist, you can find out more about her through our website, inspiredmedia360tv.com, and we'll have all of Jenny's info up there. So proud to have that kind of story to let people know they can break through and do what you want. It takes courage, and we're so proud of you doing that. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much. Thank you.